Starting in 2003, Tesla Incorporated was founded in San Carlos, California. Initially, the founders of the company focused on the idea of a car company that was also a tech company. The company's current CEO, Elon Musk, was actually not one of the initial founders. He became part of Tesla due to his contributions towards funding the company. In 2008, Tesla produced its first car, the Tesla Roadster. Based on a Lotus Elise chassis, the Roadster was a two-door, all-electric car. It was the first mass-production EV to use lithium-ion battery cells and the first production car to be launched into space. No, I am not kidding. The Roadster is obviously a big part of Tesla's history because it is one of the first EVs that showed the world that electric vehicles could be cool. Producing up to 288 horsepower, this sporty EV had a 0 to 60 time of 3.9 seconds for the standard model and 3.7 for the sport model. Moving on to the interior, compared to the cars that Tesla produces today, it is really different. Tesla hadn't quite reached their minimalistic interior design, and just look at that screen in the center dashboard. It is tiny in comparison to their current ones. But overall, as a vehicle, this was a great step in the right direction. Moving to 2012, Tesla produced its second car, the Tesla Model S. This car is where we first see many elements that Tesla still uses today. The naming scheme and even the use of a large tablet-style screen with which the controls are centered around. Now, when it comes down to the development of the Model S, things get interesting. Yes, we're back to Fisker again. Starting with Henrik Fisker, the founder of Fisker Automotive and later Fisker Incorporated. Henrik used to design cars and even worked with Aston Martin on the DB9. Tesla needed a designer, so Henrik was hired as a lead designer for the White Star project, a code name for the Model S prototype. Long story short, Henrik showed his initial designs for the car, which were met with lots of criticism. Henrik soon left the company and of course started Fisker Automotive, going on to debut the Fisker Karma. Tesla accused him of stealing their designs, the case went to court, and Henrik won the dispute. Moving on from that, taking a look at the Model S, we can see where Tesla improved upon their first production car. They instead moved towards a sedan body style, incorporating their own design and sheet metal. Additionally, since this had no engine, a frunk was included. The Model S is most known, however, for its impact on technology in the automotive industry. Sporting a 12.3-inch digital cockpit and a 17-inch infotainment display, this car was like no other. What made this advancement so interesting was the incorporation of all the vehicle controls into this one screen. This screen replaced the climate controls and configured all of the settings for the vehicle. With the responsiveness of an iPhone, the technology in the Model S proved to be a turning point in the industry. In 2015, Tesla decided to take on something bigger. Literally. After revealing the prototype for the new family SUV, Tesla officially put the Model X on sale in September of 2015. Based on the Model S platform, the Model X was quite the new take on the SUV body style. Much of the Model X was borrowed from the Model S, including the interior. And who could forget about this car's signature falcon wing doors? The rear doors of the vehicle are split into two main sections, making up the main door and some of the roof. The doors are able to fold up and out of the way, giving ample space to the passengers. This car also featured Tesla's built-in dashcam and Sentry Mode systems. Moving to 2016, let's talk about the changes that Tesla brought to the Model S with its first facelift. The company updated the front end of the car, getting rid of the fake grille, and they updated the headlights as well. Somewhere around that time, the front seats were also updated, featuring a new design, and the headrests became separate from the backrest. In March of 2016, Tesla revealed their most affordable car yet, the Tesla Model 3. Sporting their most minimalist interior yet, the Model 3 served as an example of where newer car interiors were heading. I remember when I first saw one of these, I was blown away by the lack of buttons on the dashboard. Even the subtraction of a typical gauge cluster was strange. Speaking of the interior, when looking at the Model 3's screen, it becomes immediately obvious that Tesla has now gone towards a landscape-oriented screen compared to the portrait orientation in the Model S and X. Given how many features fit into this car and how affordable it was, these things are now everywhere. It's basically impossible to go anywhere in California without seeing a Model 3. Now moving on to March of 2019, the car market had been moving towards SUVs for a while now. Of course, Tesla had the Model X, but it was expensive and maybe a bit too much for most buyers. So, Tesla revealed their answer to this problem: the Model Y. Basically a raised up Model 3, the Model Y became the company's most affordable SUV. The interior and exterior are very similar to the Model 3, so not much to mention there. While initially it went on sale as a two-row SUV, a third row was later added as an option. What was most notable about this car was its sales numbers. The Model Y became the world's best-selling car in 2023. Currently, a facelift for the Model Y is in the works. In December of 2017, Tesla held yet another event for a new product release, but this time it wasn't exactly for a car. The Tesla Semi was unveiled. Just as they had done with the car market, Tesla decided to do a different take on the semi-truck. The fact that it was electric was alone something that separated it from the competition. A few other things: it has a central driver's seat and includes not one, but two infotainment screens on the dashboard, and has a total range of 500 miles. Of course, as a semi-truck, it is mainly used commercially. Today it is used by certain companies such as PepsiCo and Frito-Lay. During the same event as the Semi, Tesla also revealed a second generation of the Tesla Roadster. On the outside, the car is very good looking with a wide and low stance and aggressive headlights. This car looks ready to go. A removable glass roof is also included. On the inside, the car features a curved central display leading from the center console onto the dashboard. This car also has a yoke steering wheel and bucket seats. In terms of performance and powertrain, the Roadster features a battery that is the largest of any Tesla. It is expected to do 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds and have a range of 620 miles. The next product that debuted from Tesla needs no introduction. In November of 2019, the Cybertruck was introduced to the world. Not only an electric pickup truck, but also a strangely shaped one. The top of the truck is a bit triangular, and the lower half of the truck is boxy with sharp angles. Additionally, the exterior panels are made of stainless steel. The front of the truck is adorned with a light bar and headlights that are lower towards the bumper. Looking inside of the Cybertruck, the interior is very similar to that of the Model 3 and Y, but it follows the exterior's theme of sharp angles. Of course, the looks of the Cybertruck were very controversial and still are. Some people like how different it looks compared to traditional vehicles, while others think it looks ugly. Whether you like the Cybertruck or not, this thing has really gotten people's attention. 2 years later, Tesla is back again with an update for the Model S. The front end has been facelifted once again. The headlights have stayed just about the same, but the lower bumper has been updated. All of the exterior trim has also been blacked out. Inside the car, the interior has had a complete overhaul. The dashboard has been updated along with a new landscape-oriented screen, and door panels have been changed. The steering wheel has also been updated now to the yoke. Of course, this new shape stirred up some controversy, but a regular wheel option was eventually added back. Along with the updated steering wheel, the stalks were removed, instead replaced with buttons for the turn signals and even the horn. Eventually, the horn was redone. In the rear, a new screen was added, giving rear passengers access to heated seats, climate controls, and media. But you can't talk about the 2021 Model S without talking about the Plaid. Tesla had finally decided to go all in on a high-performance model for the Model S, so the Plaid was created. With 1,020 horsepower, this car is capable of 0 to 60 in less than 2 seconds. In the same year, Tesla also slightly updated the Model 3. The exterior chrome trim was blacked out, and the interior center console was redesigned to include 2 wireless chargers, and an automatic trunk was made standard. A year after that, the first major update for the Model X was introduced. The Model X has been updated in the same way as the Model S inside and out. The front end of the car has been slightly tweaked, and the chrome trim has been blacked out. Inside, the Model X now also features the same newer dashboard as the Model S, and a Plaid model has also been added to this car. It is also important to note that these two vehicles were the first to feature Tesla's new auto shift. For 2023, Tesla introduced a very small update for the Model 3 again. It's very, very small, but as far as I can tell from pictures, the front headrests were redesigned. I found this to be interesting since the Model 3 was completely overhauled the next year. Speaking of, for 2024, a completely new front end for the Model 3 was introduced, and the rear taillights were updated. The updates to the vehicle improved its aerodynamics, increasing the range for the car. On the inside, the dashboard was redesigned, Tesla having gotten rid of the wood trim, replacing it instead with a cloth material. The inside of the car now also features an LED strip running from the dashboard all the way down the doors to the back seats. The steering wheel was updated and the stalks were removed, the turn signals now buttons, and the gear shifter implemented into the screen along with a backup one. As for the screen, it remained mostly unchanged, however the bezels were reduced. The seats were also completely changed from the old ones, which is why I mentioned the 2023 update. A rear screen was also added. Now moving on to the Wii Robot event. The event was held in October of 2024 and it was pretty interesting. The first reveal was the Cybercab, a fully autonomous taxi. Talking about the looks, we see inspiration from the Cybertruck in the front light bar and towards the rear. The Cybercab, as Tesla called it, is a two-door with a hatch. Surprisingly, the car also features butterfly doors that are completely automatic. The interior is as simple as it can get. The car has no interior buttons, no steering wheel, and no pedals. It has 2 seats, a screen, and that's about it. The passengers in the car have absolutely no control as the car is expected to be fully self-driving. The screen is mainly meant for climate control, media, and it allows the passengers to open the doors. Tesla is aiming for a price tag of less than $30,000. During the reveal event, the Cybercab was able to drive around on its own, but only time will tell as to whether the technology is ready or not. Next up was the Robovan, a fully autonomous van. The looks of it are very interesting, but I think overall it is fairly okay looking. The Robovan is meant to hold up to 20 people. Now to talk about what happened literally just yesterday. The facelift for the Model Y, referred to in the community as the Juniper, was revealed. Unlike the Model 3, the Model Y now has a light bar running across the front and a slightly updated lower bumper. The rear of the vehicle now features not a light bar exactly, but kind of a illumination situation. Now in terms of the interior, the dashboard has been updated similarly to the way that the Model 3 was updated in 2024. However, the door panels are obviously slightly different. The stalks have not been entirely removed. The gear stalk is gone, but the turn signal stalk is still there, which is a relief. Now that's about it for everything that Tesla has done from their early days up until now. Currently, the Cybercab, Robovan, and maybe even a cheaper Model Q are in the works.